Hello again. Today's video is a collection checklist. Make sure all these features are present and correct on your car when you pick it up from the dealer. So obviously, first of all, you'll want to have a good look around the car and make sure that the paintwork is in good condition. This panel here, which is covered with ice on mine at the moment, is prone to scratches, and these piano black panels here are also very prone to scratches. So keep an eye on those, make sure they're in absolutely perfect condition, all the piano black parts. Next, you're going to have a quick look under the car. Rear wheel drive, rear reduction gearbox, and that reduction gearbox on some early cars was overfilled, resulting in a small oil leak. This has been remedied in most more recent deliveries, or all. We haven't heard of it, but check it anyway. Make sure you haven't got any oil leaks under the car or drops of oil where the car was standing. While you're under the car, also check the under tray. Now mine has a couple of very minor ripples in it, but some of them have been hanging down quite badly, and when people have taken them back to MG, they've simply removed the tray as a solution. Now that is no solution to the problem. The trays have been made too large or deformed or don't fit properly, so check your car doesn't have bumps underneath the tray. These are negligible, there, less than a centimetre, but some of them have been quite deep, hanging down like that. So check that. Now, I've been driving on salty roads for the last few days. It's very cold here, and it's not surprising that the discs and the hub nuts have got a little bit of corrosion on them, but people have been reporting rusty wheel nuts, especially on locking wheel nuts, so have a look at that as well. It shouldn't be like that on delivery. Check that all the plastic panels here are fitted properly and aligned correctly. Some cars have been coming in with these not clipped in quite correctly, so just have a good look at those. Moving to inside the car, check that your washer jets actually wash the screen. Some have been delivered misaligned and washed the bonnet or missed the screen altogether. In your main instrument panel, check that the tyre pressure monitoring system is working properly. This can be accessed by pressing the squares button on the right hand side of the steering wheel and then scrolling across to this shield button, which shows you information on the car. There are the tyre pressures displayed and the battery voltage. If that's faulty or a system fault comes up, that's been shown up to be an issue on some cars coming in. When you drive the car, make sure there isn't any excessive noise coming from the windows. A few people have reported that the seals, particularly on these little quarters here, have been quite noisy, sort of noises on the motorway. So make sure that there's no noise coming from those. If there is, they'll need refitting. Also on the main display screen here, the driver display, if you had a camera here on your early trophy, some cars are delivered with them and some without, so the driver awareness camera, driver monitoring camera, there was constant warning here with the coffee cup symbol on early cars, which should have been fixed in a software update applied at the dealers. That's now not coming in, but check it anyway, just make sure you haven't got any warning symbols in the dash. Seat covers on these cars have been quite an issue. So really make sure that your seat covers are fitted properly and keep a close eye on them in terms of their general condition and creases. If you have any issues with them at all, do not delay in getting them sorted, because the warranty on the seats is not 7 years, it's 1 year. So check before your first annual service if you've got any cracks appearing in the side of the bolster here. Please do that, because MG will not cover the replacement cost, and it is £1,000 to have a seat recovered. The last thing you need to make sure of is that you have a charging cable. Now, early cars, MG did not have a granny lead. They were only supplying a car with one of these type 2 leads, but now they have a stock of granny leads, and that is the only lead that they're supposed to supply you with the car. So make sure you have a granny lead, and if you need to charge publicly a lot, get yourself a type 2 lead as well. Some dealers have been swapping the granny lead for a type 2 lead, and some dealers have been giving both as an effective discount on the car, but all you're really supposed to get is a granny lead, a 3-pin plug. So make sure you've got one of those as a minimum.